Hello, everybody. Just let me make sure the audio is coming through. All right, we got game audio, if nothing else. Welcome to Imola for the second round of the ESR Tugas RWB Mid-Engine Challenge, basically Audi R8s versus Ferrari 488s. I'm your commentary guy, Michael Magus, aka Miodred. I'll be running solo today as my usual cohort is, doing stuff for Mother's Day, basically. So, wish, all the happiness there. And this is the second round of the championship here at Imola. What is Imola's actual full name these days? I know it's got like some really long name. The Autodromo Internazionale Enzo Edinho Ferrari. That's the full name. So, get the full thing there. We come into here coming off of the opening round, which was won by Tobias Thierolf. He defeated Alfonso Alexandre and Josiah Jerome. By the way, Josiah, who we're looking at right now, not very fast in the... Well, actually, that's not him we're looking at. But what I was getting at is he was not very fast in... He was not very fast in practice down in 17th place. So actually, it'd be interesting to see if he can recover from that to defend himself and be in the championship positions, championship contending positions, I should say, having taken the podium and coming in today third in the championship. Just the second round, so everybody is where they finished the first round in. We had a field of we got a field of 23 cars right now. Tobias Thierolf down to Jeff Ecott. And they are circulating now, and we are just basically waiting lap times to come in and see who's where. We have practice times going there. Tobias Thierolf was fastest. Magic Kashuk, Jeremy Reeder joining him in the top three with Bertrand Barrier and Ariel Satoni. A little bit weird seeing Reeder in the top five, but, he was there. And I just listened back, and my voice is coming through as well as the game audio. So excellent there. We appear to be good to go after a little bit of technical hiccups earlier. Of course, circuit Imola, Enzo Edinho Ferrari, very challenging circuit. We're heading into here to the Variante Tamburella, Variante Villeneuve is next. Actually, let's take a look on board. Let's go on board here. Not that cam. Man, can I not just get a strict cockpit cam? That's kind of disappointing. Closest thing I get is this one here. Anyways. This is through, I think that's Puritella. I'm not sure. I used to know this track like the back of my hand, but I don't now. No, that was Tosa. This is Puritella. There you go. And then we head down to the 11, 12, and 13 complex in Aqua Minerale. Very difficult turn. Very hard to get that right. Uphill. Making our way towards the Variante Alta, the final chicane of the track. Very hard braking zone here. A lot of overtakes can be made here. Those curves are nasty, though. So I'm making it through there. Quite a bit off. And we'll head down towards the turn 16, turn 17, turn 18, aka Ravazza. That's 16 there. 17 is the first part of Ravazza, Ravazza 1. 18 is Ravazza 2. There used to be a Variante Vassa right here that was really terrible in the old Formula 1 games back in the early 2000s. But it is gone now. We'll keep on board here through Tamburello and Villeneuve. Because these are pretty sweet turns. They're pretty fun. They're a pair of chicanes, but they're pretty high speed. You want to look it up just right. That's Tamburello there. finishes up there. Oh, Josiah's off. And I'm going to turn on the auto director and just let it kind of find its places for us to go. Throw on the TV cam. Pick up Steve Davidson as he makes his way through Ravassa towards the start-finish line. Let's see where he is. Currently in 12th place. Looks like he should better that. And he does, moving into 3rd place. Wow. Impressive betterment. Although it should be mentioned, no one within a second and a half of Tobias Thierolf at the front and back. Plenty of people still to post lap times. Looking down the grid, we got Ariel Zatoni, fast driver. Alfonso Alexandre, fast driver. Antonio Costa, fast driver. There's a bit of a pattern here you may notice. Rene Ermer can be fast at times. Magic Kazchuk here, currently in 2nd place and top Ferrari honors. I think that's the AF Corsa livery. Or it might be Squadron Corsa. Making his way through the Ravazzas here. He was only 6/10 off at the end of the 2nd sector. Should have an improvement here unless Sector 3 is just dominated by Tobias Thierolf. We don't have sector times to compare it to. Closer. But it does look like Sector 3 very much belongs to Tobias Thierolf. He's making up a ton of ground. Pick up Dirk Greschel here as he moves into 2nd place. They're getting tighter. A couple of cars now within 1.5, but nobody within a second. I like Matt Al's car. That's one of my favorite liveries. He goes 5th quickest in the Ferrari. I'm admittedly more of an Audi R8 man myself, but the Ferraris do have some very nice liveries. Benji Davis, unable to improve on his lap time. Fumihiro Kobayashi, unlucky 13 at the moment. Making his way to Variante Alta. You can see how nasty those curbs are from the outside. That car getting very airborne. Not in a good way like you want. It's down to Ravassa. What is it? He's 8/10 off. Should have a pretty good improvement here, actually. He was 2.2 off before. He's only 8/10 off at the end of the 2nd sector. Imagine he could get probably about to like 1.4, 1.5. And across the line he goes, and 1.6. Not quite as good as I was thinking. Apparently that was an illegal lap because he didn't get the lap time. I'm interested. Yeah, well, it was invalid. Okay. That was the problem there. I was surprised he still showed the time. Javier Vega coming to the line here. Looks like he might have an improvement. Crossing the start-finish line to complete his lap, and yep, moves up to 13th place. With Kobayashi behind him, although Kobayashi was faster on his illegal lap. See how that goes. Plenty of time left, 20.5 minutes. Here is your pole sitter at the moment, Tobias Thierolf. 7/10 to the good over Ariel Zatoni. He's just put up a purple 1st sector. He makes his way through Piratella down towards Aqua Minerale. Picking up Andrew D here, running in 15th place. A little bit further back than we're used to seeing him. A couple of people are further down the order, to be honest. Josiah Jerome, obviously down 12th place. That's a little bit unusual. Javier Vega, Andrew D down in 14th and 15th. We're used to seeing them compete for like top fives. Not top fives, maybe like, but top tens anyways. Looks like he's got a decent lap going here, unless he loses a full second through the third sector. No, he almost did. Not very good at all. Still no times from Alfonso Alexandre, Fred Ross, Antonio Costa, Rene Ermer, and Ken Scott. Ken Scott changing from Ferrari to Audi for this race. Vic Vega joining the server. And Fumihiro Kobayashi in the top 10. Good to see. Good to see. Might be an improvement here. Nope. Not quite. Javier Vega. That's pretty cool livery, actually. It's got a little kind of a little gray, a little gunmetal black, gunmetal gray and black camo pattern there. It's kind of interesting. Pick up Fred Ross. Looks like he just put up a lap time. A couple of cars still have it. And including Alexandre and Costa, and Ermer, who are all very fast drivers. Let's see what they can do. See if they can be at the sharp end of the grid. Oh, I like that Ferrari back there. I don't know who that. Oh, it's the Red Bull Ferrari. The Red Bull Ferrari, that looks really nice. I'm not even normally a big fan of the Red Bull cars, honestly. Like, real talk, not a huge fan, but that looks good. I'm not sure who that is. We'll have to find out at some point. We'll stick with Fred Ross here as he looks to better his 16th place time. I suspect he will. Again, he'd have to lose a lot of time here in the third sector. And he's coming to the line. Ugh, never mind. He did lose a ton of time in the third sector. Antonio Costa goes 6th quickest. That might be him in the Red Bull Ferrari, actually. It is. I like that Ferrari. Very nice. Fred Ross having a rough day. Costa spins out there as well. Couple of cars, I'm sure we'll see the sand traps here before we're done. Bertrand Barrier sporting the kind of dull apt racing colors. He is 4/10 off currently, so this should be, again, I say should be, but like the third sector just seems to be dominated by our man Tobias Thierolf. We'll see if he can better it. He's within a half second at the end of sector 2. That could give him a shot at his highest second place. Currently in 7th, Bertrand Barrier, very fast driver. Always on the limit. Goes 5th quickest. Displacing Kazchuk and Costa. Martin Edmonds into 4th place as well. Who we picked up this time? It is Mad Al at the moment. He's got a good lap going here. 7/10 off. Heading into the third sector. See if the monster Ferrari can pick up a spot here a little bit further up. Just keep losing Jeff Ecott. So looks like he's having some kind of technical difficulty. Hopefully that settles down. I assume this is a Valentino Rossi car. 4th quickest for Mad Al. Very short-lived though. Alfonso Alexandre going 3rd quickest. The Portuguese driver is, in Tobias Thierolf's own estimation, his main rival. So that is from the horse's mouth itself, so to speak. You see Ariel Zatoni putting up some good lap times. We haven't seen a lot of Ariel lately. 4/10 off through the first 2. See if he can improve improve on his, we'll round it up to about 3/4 of a second off of pole. Can he improve? I don't think he can get pole. He's really just like, he's entrenching himself in second place with this lap, maybe. Nope. Oh no, apparently it was. Got it down to 7:31. So got a little bit more breathing room. So what is it? Is Audi, and then 4 Ferraris in a row. Barrier's Audi in 7th, 2 more Ferraris and another Audi, making it the top 10. This man, Jeremy Reeder, hoping to improve on his 1.3 seconds off pole. And he will, but he's only good enough for 10th place still. So just kind of taking a step towards ensuring that he's going to start in the top 10. Nothing more. James Butler with a just very colorful car. Not sure. I'm still not sure if I like that car, but it's really trying. I'll give it that. Javier Vega getting a lap time in, or pardon me, Vic Vega getting a lap time. So Ken Scott is the only one that has not posted a lap time yet. We've lost somebody else because we were at 23 cars. We're down to 22. Josiah Jerome really needs a better lap time. He goes 12th quickest. That's not going to be enough. It's only going to be row 6 for the time being. Johnny Walker, Anthony Smith went to decision in the fights. I should be watching fights right now. I'm kidding. I think I'm going to enjoy this race. Imola does produce some good racing. And as much as it once again looks like there's no one really taking the fight to Tobias Thirol, which disappoints me, we should have a really good battle for second place on our hands by the looks of it. Tony's very close to Alexandre, very close to Greshel. Not too far away from Mad Al, Martin Edmonds. Should be good competition. Oh, there we go. Alfonso taking the fight to him. Up at his second place, just about 4/10 off. And also to the line, Vic Vega. Thierolf, Alexandre, Zatoni, Greshel, Mad Al, and Edmonds within a second of pole. Then Barrier, Kashuk, Costin, Reeder rounding off the top 10. Gotta say, kind of expected a little bit more from Jeremy Reeder. He looked like a man to be reckoned with, a force to be reckoned with, I should say, during practice. Whoever it was we've lost, they've not come back. We're still at 22 cars. So, We're missing Jeff Ecott and somebody else. I'm sorry, I did not catch who it was. Antonio Costa. Instantly the Ferrari I'm rooting for. I kind of really do like that Red Bull livery. Looks very good. Looks surprisingly good. I like that lap. 3.326 off right now. Heading into Sector 3. Granted, Sector 3 is actually quite long. I really do need to remember that, like, it's like Variante Alta, Ravazza, and so on. So I can see why that's where Tobias is making up a lot of ground. Although Alfonso Alexandre is taking pole. We didn't get to see it, but he is up by 3 thousandths of a second. So we do have a fight on our hands. And Costa goes third quickest. 5:05 off of pole. Very nice. Time winding down, but everyone's got time to improve still. Antonio Costa doing really well out there. Credit to him. Tip of the hat, well, tip of the headphones in this case. To him, bringing the fight up there. So is Alfonso. Love to see it. Tobias Thierolf trying to get that pole position back. He's got a purple first sector, but not by much. 48 thousandths of a second. His way through Aqua Minerale up to Variante Alta. Got lucky that wasn't considered a track cut there. I thought he had 4 wheels off. And still fastest, but only by 36 thousandths of a second. Slim margins. Can he do it? This won't be his last crack at it, to be clear. He'll have time. Coming to the line. Will it be pole for the German? In the Audi? It will not be. Didn't come up with the third sector he needed. All right, Martin Edmonds, 7th quickest right now. Do we have sector times? We do. 2100ths off as of the. Oh, I don't think this is going to be a thing. He was sliding around way too much at Aqua Minerale there. The car was driving him, not the other way around. We'll see the split time. No, we won't, because we're looking at Javier Vega. Most cars still out there. Ken Stott, Delgado, and Ricardo Costa are the only ones in the pit lane. They have just been joined by Javier Vega. Picking up Fred Ross here in 18th place. Had a good second sector there, but a rough first one. Coming to the line. Can he improve on 18th place? The answer will be no. Improved on his lap time, but not on his position. Makes sense. He's about 6 tenths behind the next car. Bertrand Barrier, 8th place. Man, Bertrand starting in like the middle of the top 10. That is going to be, it's going to be interesting. Butler hits the pit lane rather than complete the lap. It was looking like a good lap, actually. Looked like it had a chance to improve. Three minutes to go. 3 minutes. Pole position still very much up for grabs. Tobias Thierolf versus Alfonso Alexandre. And Thierolf, I think, might have it, although he did have to navigate a Ferrari there through Variante Alta, which is hard to do without losing time. He was 2/10 up, more than 2/10 actually, 2.73 or 3.7, pardon me, up. Can he do it? Can he get the pole position? One of 2 cars in the 41s. And he is crossing the line. No! So that bobble around Variante Alta proves big. Andrew D unable to improve, still 16th place. All right, Tobias. This could be the last shot. He does have a purple first sector. I'm gonna take the camera over here and lock us onto him. See what they can do here, because that is the most interesting thing going on here in the last 90 seconds of this qualifying session. Through Aqua Minerale, up towards Variante Alta. This is where he lost it last time. 2.89 up. Wow. That's a lot. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, Tobias. No. He won't finish the lap. Did he invalidate it? He must have invalidated it. There is your grid. It'll be Alexandre, Thierolf, Costa Zatoni, Greschel and Mad Al on row 3, row 4, Edmonds and Barre, the all French-speaking row, Kobayashi and Kazchuk, row 5, Jeremy Reeder and James Butler, row 6, row 7, Josiah Jerome and Javier Vega. That's going to be a tough one. Josiah's got to limit the damage done here today. Steve Davidson, Andrew D on row 8, row 9, Benji Davis and Fred Ross. Row 10, Vic Costa and or Vic Vega and Ricardo Costa. And then Mauricio Delgado in 21st place. Ken Scott will join him on the back row. And we'll just let the warm-up run here. If you got any questions in chat, feel free to ask them. This will be the last time my attention is entirely turned on chat. AlphaTauri car out on track. That's not a bad livery either. It's nice. So we got that, and we got the what is the order here in terms of manufacturers? So yeah, we got Ferrari, Audi, Ferrari, on row 3. Ferrari, Audi, Ferrari. Wow, Ferrari looking good. And then there's 5 Audis in a row from 11th down to 15th. Jeff Ecott's back. Looks like it's going to give him 22nd place. That'll be interesting. Not sure what it's doing there because neither him nor Ken Scott put up a lap time in qualifying. So we'll go through the full championship rundown here. Oops. That was the wrong window. Tobias Thierolf leads the way with 60 points, 52 points for Alfonso Alexandre Josiah Jerome on 44, 40 for Martin Edmonds, Rene Irmer on 36, 32 for RWB Rigel, who apparently is absent today. 28 for James Butler, Max Haas, who's absent, 24, Magic Kazchuk, and Mad Al. That is your top 10. And in a constructors battle, it is 258 points for Audi, kicking butt. Ferrari on 136. So Ferrari needs to come back race here. See what they can do. Grid forming up here. Hopping on board with Ken Scott. Bio Circle Audi. You can hear the roar of the engines as we get ready to get underway here. Green flag is given. Jeff Ecott did not join the grid. And towards Varianti Tamburello, it is side-by-side action at the front between Tobias Thierolf and Alfonso Alexandre. Antonio Costa in the Red Bull livery Ferrari in 3rd place. It will be the Ferrari of Alexandre leading the way, the AlphaTauri livery car. And off the track goes Ariel Zatoni in the apt Audi. That could be a big deal. Bertrand Barrier going side by side. I believe that's with Fumio Kobayashi. Off track, Andrew D. Mauricio Delgado and Vic Vega. So it looks like they have come to blows towards the back of the pack. Javier Vega going side by side with Andrew D. And the car guy Ferrari. Vega gets very out of shape there, and that will let V as well as Fred Ross through. Oh no, he defends against Ross. Alexandre Thurl, Koster, Russell, Edmonds, Al, Kazchuk, Kobayashi. Kazchuk, Kobayashi coming through nicely. Jeremy Reeder up to 9th place ahead of Bertrand Barrier and Josiah Jerome. Barrier falling very back there. He's getting swallowed up by the pack. Kobayashi getting chippy with Kazchuk. That could end in tears. Japanese driver does move into 7th place. So we have 7 Ferraris in the top 8. That is impressive, given how the first round went. First round gave us the impression that actually it was the Audi that was the superior car. James Butler losing out there to Josiah Jerome into Varianti Tamburello. Behind him, that is the Ferrari of Benji Davis sniffing around. Kind of the American flag car there. Looks like a low livery of Rob Hollins. 1 hour around this track. Translates to roughly, I would say, we're looking at 40 laps? About 40 laps. On board with Benji Davis as he trails James Butler, heading up to Variante Alta. Side-by-side action. Further back, Ariel Zatoni trying to come back through the grid. He's fighting with Steve Davidson, 17th place. Behind them, that is Ecot, who has joined the race. That's good to see. He's in that AlphaTauri livery Ferrari. And that's not good. That is a pretty hard takeout of Ariel Zatoni. He's not going to be happy about that. And he shouldn't be happy about that. That was clumsy driving there by Jeff Ecot. Maybe just not enough experience, not enough time on the track. He didn't get a lot of laps in qualifying or practice. It's the gold Audi there, bouncing off. That's Jeremy Reeder. Like a couple people up. On board with Reeder. Now running behind Josiah Jerome as well as big spin. That's Jeff Ecot. And he's gonna park it. So we have our first loss of the day, down to 22 cars with the retirement of Jeff Ecot. Had a rough day. Meantime, this is Dirk Greschel in 4th place, trying to get up onto the podium. Standing in his way is Antonio Costa. Top 2 are getting away as these 3 struggle over the podium. That is Costa, Greschel, and Edmonds. Kobayashi. No longer battling with Kashchuk. He's now all over the back end of Mad Al looking for 6th place. Jeremy Reeder follows through Avatsa. There's a little bit of a Kashchuk train, but he is actually pulling out a little bit of a gap. And it's becoming a Bertrand Barrier train. Side-by-side action there between Josiah and Bertrand. And through Tamburello, I was going to say, I think Josiah overcooked that. It's going to cost him a spot rather than getting him one. Jeremy Reeder up in 10th place. Might even cost him against James Butler there. And indeed it will. Butler kind of boxes him out into the approach to Variante Villeneuve. Delgado is off. He rejoins without particular issue. Benji Davis going to war with Javier Vega there. Battle for 13th place. In fact, Josiah Jerome does lose out to Butler, so down to 12th place rather than the 9th place he's in. Biggest climbers through the field right now. It's not a huge deal. It's Fumihiro Kobayashi. He's up 3 spots. Ariel Zatoni is the big faller, having lost 15, dropping from 4th to 19th. On board with Jeremy Reeder. Looking at the back end of Bertrand Barrier, battle for 9th place. We're going to go around the outside. We've lost Mauricio Delgado from the race. So we're down to 21. Ken Scott is, I think, going to join them. Nope, he's still running. Biocircle Audi has seen better days. You can tell Josiah Jerome in the blue and white Audi is getting very antsy. He wants to make a move. He wants to move forward. He is third in this championship, so he can't be toiling around in 12th place for too long. Sporting the Aruba flag for this series. Josiah, of course, a famous citizen of the islands. Tends to utilize basically all Caribbean flags. Jeremy Reeder going for it. He pushes Barrier off. I imagine the Frenchman will not take kindly to that. They're going side by side still at Ravanza. Reeder's got the inside line, overshoots it. We saw Josiah do it, now we see Reeder do it. Bertrand Barrier still absolutely going to war with these guys. Side by side between Josiah Jerome, and that is Javier Vega, who has suddenly found himself in the mix of this as well. They're opening up a lot of doors. Someone in the wall there, that is Ken Scott again. Having a rough time. James Butler in the top 10. Up front, Thirol still leads, but it's by, or Thirol still trails, pardon me, but it's by less than a second on Alfonso Alchandre. Antonio Costa, Rushel, and Edmonds battling for third, and then it's the Kobayashi train with Matt Al. Well, that's more the Castro train, and now more the Barrier train. Barrier going back to James Butler, Javier Vega, Benji Davis, Jeremy Reeder, Josiah Jerome, and Andrew D, all the way back to that yellow car guy Ferrari right there. We are 1/6 distance through the race. Fair bit has changed, but no real huge breakers. Like I said, Kobayashi up from 9th to 6th is your biggest climber. There's a fair bit of action going on. Javier Vega, is he going to go too deep? No, he hangs on. But James Butler does as well. Despite a little bit of side-by-side action there. And a spin off the background, that is Josiah Jerome. No! Josiah! Don't do this! Championship challenge coming apart. Let's see here. Is this do we have mandatory pit stop? We do. Mandatory pit stop for 2 tires. Been to Interlagos. We're going here. Then it's Twin Ring Motegi. The first sprint round will be at Donington Park, Zhejiang, Indianapolis, Nogaro, and Bathurst on the calendar. I know Byron is looking forward a lot to till we get to Bathurst for the season finale. This could be his crowning moment. James Butler in the app car looking to make a move here on Bertrand Barrier. We've seen a lot of people try to make a move from Bertrand Barrier through Dan Morello, and it's not worked out for them. Butler spins him out. Didn't really get a great angle as to who was at fault there. Bertrand Barrier is not a good day to be the number 99 cars. Butler is waiting for him, so obviously Butler believes that to have been his fault. Steve Davidson side by side with Ariel Zatoni. Looks like Zatoni's going to pick up 2 spots there. He's actually going to possibly bag Fred Ross as well, which would be very cool. Slow down penalty for Kobayashi. There is the race leader. Alfonso Alchandre still out ahead of Tobias Nero Championship. And the winner from Interlagos. He was actually on my Gronk stream, Tobias Nero, the other day. He was talking about how Alfonso was his biggest challenge, but he also said that Alfonso sometimes falls back as Fred Ross loses a spot there to Ariel Zatoni. I thought that was going to happen earlier, so not surprising. But he believes that he just has a little bit more consistency. And that is his key to success against Alfonso, who has the pace to challenge him. We'll see here today as they make their way through Aqua Minerale to Variante Alta. Both members of Tugas, they know each other well. There's Steve Davidson trying to find a way past Fred Ross. Oh, retirement for Jeremy Reeder by the looks of it. His car is in the pit lane. Pit window, by the way, is open. I don't expect we'll see it for a little bit yet. Wow, never mind. Martin Evans is going to take the early pit stop. He's going to go for the undercut. See how this goes for him. Martin is a notorious tire shredder. So this could be a response to a lack of tire life for that Ferrari 488 WeatherTech car. Looks like one of the car guy cars coming in as well. It might be Andrew D. In fact, it is. It is Andrew D as well as Steve Davidson. So all three Canadians are in early. All of them looking to make an undercut. I thought if anyone was going to go for the undercut, it'd be someone like Ariel Zatoni, who got caught up in the carnage. It doesn't look like that's what it's going to be. Ricardo Costa also was in. Interesting strategic ideas. Vic Vega in the pit lane as well. Ken Scott has retired from the race. Joining a fairly large list, actually. We started with 23. We're down to 18, so 5 out already. That's more than 20% of the field. And we're just approaching the third mark of the race. Fastest lap of the race belongs to Tobias Thierolf at a 1 minute 42.856. For comparison purposes, the fastest lap of the race leader, Alfonso Alexandre, 1 minute 42.885. Magic Kashchuk in the pit lane. And Bertrand Barrier's day, well, it gets a little bit from bad to worse. Tobias is maybe setting up for possibly moving to Variante Alta. It wasn't this turn, or not this lap, I should say. But he is swinging to the inside, coming on Minerale. Just seems like that's a line that the Audi is able to kind of set up there pretty early on. Feels like that'll be a place he attacks. Interested to know what Martin Edmonds and the other early pit stoppers are doing for lap times, but I do not yet have a reference. On board Tobias. Ariel Zatoniov. Man, that number 99 car, the Apt Motorsports car, the Mike Rockefeller car, is just seemingly cursed. We have seen both of them off the track multiple times, both due to contact with other cars, but also just straight up mistakes. We have still no reference time for Martin. As well as the other early pit stoppers. Could be from invalid lapping going on right now. As I say, on board with Tobias as they make their way towards Tamburello, but we swap over to Josiah Jerome. He's in a rough state here. Josiah's not pitted or anything, but he finds himself behind Fred Ross and Benji Davis, and these are just not cars that if you're a championship contender, as Josiah is, that you have any interest in battling against. And we had a change for the lead off camera. Making their way through Tosa. It looks like it was through Variante Villeneuve. I think Thierolf just gave that spot back. This makes me think that he may have taken that position off of a little bit of contact, or maybe a four wheels off track moment. And he gives the lead back to Alexandre as a result. Josiah Jerome. Come on, Josiah. Tropical Thunder. Going side by side with Fred Ross through Tosa. Not normally a place you see an overtake made. In the background there, that is the apt car of Ariel Zatoni. Going to Piratella, still side by side. Good respectful driving by both guys. Now the inside line, nope, he tucks back behind him. I was gonna say he had the inside line there through Aqua Minerale if he wanted it, but he did not put his foot in there. Pit stop for Tobias Thurl. So he is going to go for the undercut against Alfonso. Not ridiculously early pit stops or anything, but like they're going to be asking a lot out of that second set of tires, or maybe even only second set of half the tires to go a little bit further. I assume he'll come out ahead of Martin Edmonds pretty easily, but we'll find out. Side Jerome down the inside, taking 8th place away from Fred Ross into Variante Tamburello. Oh, never mind. Tobias is going to come out behind Martin Edmonds. Interesting. So that early undercut by Edmonds seems to be working. Magic Cash Truck also coming out ahead of him. So those two guys were well behind Tobias, and they come out ahead of him. Interesting. So we wait pits from the top 10 plus Barrier. They have another, what would it be? Basically 20 minutes to go on that. I suspect we'll see no one stay out that long. We don't have Max Simmons yet. Max, the man who takes the pit limit. Pit limit as Fred Ross goes off there. That is not how you take Variante Alta. Front battle for the temporary lead going on between Antonio Costa and Dirk Greschel. It'll be interesting to see because we've seen the Alchandra's been in, and he's coming out in 7th place, well ahead of Tobias Thurl. Interesting, multiple seconds ahead. All right. That may have really been the key moment there for the Portuguese driver. Tobias Thurl seems to have gotten a really unfortunate pit stop. Well, he's now on the tail of Magic Cash Chuck. Bertrand Barrier, by the way, in the pit lane. And he'll overtake him for 12th place into Variante Tamburello. So Costa leads for now. I think Alchandre is probably going to be our leader once all the pit stops shake out. Drive-through penalties being in the pit lane for Bertrand Barrier. This day goes from bad to worse for the Frenchman. He also comes out of the pits with Steve Davidson right behind him. Another livery. I really like that orange car. Not been a great day for Davidson either. He started 15th and he's down to 8th. I mean 18th. Javier Vega in the pit lane, as is Ben Davis. So yet to pit. We still have the top 4, Costa, Greschel, Kobayashi, and Al, Josiah Jerome, Ariel Zatoni, and Fred Ross yet to pit. That is it. Leader of the pit stoppers, Alfonso Alchandre, followed by Edmonds, Thurl, Vega, and Kaschuk. Kaschuk looking for a move. Really, Toast seems to be like a really popular attempt to make a move destination today. You don't normally see that. That's not really an overtaking zone. But we see more than one car give it a serious thought. I accidentally clicked the safety car thing. Sorry. I hope that actually didn't do anything for the guys racing. But I don't know. Cash Truck putting all the pressure on Javier Vega, looking to make a way around him. Not succeeding as of yet. But we're heading into the main overtaking zones here at Tamburello and Villeneuve. Let's see what we can do here. This is the battle right now on track. Fumio Kobayashi picking up another slowdown penalty for creative use of track limits. Ariel Zatoni has also caught up to the back of Josiah Jerome. So, although these are two guys who have had a rough day, they've yet to pit. So they've worked their way towards to 6th and 7th. But presumably not going to have a lot more success than that. Kashuk still on the back of Vega. Davidson also on the back of Benji Davis. So that'll probably get a little bit of attention as we have surpassed the halfway mark of the race. Still 7 cars yet to pit. Gets a little bit too much of the outside there at Villeneuve and surrenders the spot to Kashuk. Steve Davidson, Benji Davis. They'll be on that scene pretty shortly, actually. Heading into Variante Tamburello. Villeneuve is next. There is the lovely Villeneuve chicane, named after Gilles Villeneuve, not Jacques. Gilles, of course, took his last career podium here. Second place in the 1982 Formula One San Marino Grand Prix, won by Giuseppe Peroni for Ferrari. He, depending on who you listen to, backstabbed Villeneuve to get that win. Side Jerome in the pit lane. See where he comes out. Probably well outside the top 10. We'll see them. That'll be Kashuk coming through. And he'll rejoin in, it looks like 11th place. Should get out ahead of Javier Vega. Nope, Vega gets him. Okay. 12th place, ahead of Andrew D and the car guy Ferrari. Can he close the door on the cold tires? Yes, he can. Tobias Theros up on the back of Mad Al. Apply 8th place from him. And in behind him, that I think is, it's not Kashchuk's car. Must be a lap car. Or somebody who has just not run a pit stop yet. Looking down the list of who it could be. It looks like the Martin Evans WeatherTech car, but it could be Vic Vega. I think it is Vic Vega. He's rather displaced at the moment. Championship leader Tobias Theros. Still waiting for Costa, Greshel, Kobayashi, Zatoni, and Roz to pit. They have not done it yet. Side Jerome up on the back of Javier Vega. Make his way through. And Theorolf is thinking about it, heading into Ravazza. Or no, pardon me, that was Piratella. And now Aqua Minerale. Josiah getting side by side into Piratella, gets the elbows out. Gives Vega a good little shunt. Inside line into Aqua Minerale. Can he hang on? He can. Oh. That is some on-the-edge driving by the young Josiah Jerome. Two-time ESR Academy champion. Fred Roz makes his way to the pit lane. He'll be the next one to make his pit stop. Surprised to see Kobayashi up here, actually, because he wasn't really with Costa and Greshel before this. And his fastest lap, it's about the same, actually. I was going to say it's actually faster than Costa's. It's a 53.552, 522 for Greshel, and 6:05 for Costa. They are battling out for what is currently first place. But when they come into the pits, they will lose out to, at the very least, Alfonso. See how far Fred Roz is falling. He came into the pits from 6th. He's going to rejoin in 17th place. Costa shutting the door. If I'm Greshel, I'm thinking about the pits right now. To be honest here, you have to be thinking of the pits because you're running out of time. I mean, you do have 8 more minutes, but realistically speaking, this can't be great. What is there? You know what? They're running good lap times. They're still running good lap times. 53.799 last time around for Greshel. That's only about 0.2 off his best. Maybe they are okay. But I think if I were them, I'd be thinking about if I were Kobayashi or if I were Greshel, I'd be thinking about getting the pits. Costa, maybe not. Maybe you like the fact that you're hanging on track, but I think the other team need to be looking at an undercut here. Tobias Theerolf did bag Matt out. Sorry, we missed that that overtake. That is 7th place for the championship leader. It's this time, it'll be Costa. All right, I thought Costa might be the one to stay out longer. But apparently not. He's going to head down pit road. I'll be very, very interested to see where he rejoins. But Kobayashi going for the lead here into Tamburello. Refusing to let Greshel enjoy anything, and he will take that lead. Fights him off. There's Costas. He's lost out to Alexandre. Zatoni will go through, but he's yet to pit. He is one of 3 cars that still has to pit. Where does Costa come out in relation to Edmonds, Theerolf, and Mad Al? Is the big question. And it's going to be behind Martin Edmonds. Probably ahead of Tobias Theerolf. And that'll be 6th place on track. 5th place effectively. Theerolf gets him just out of the pit lane for Tamburello. 20 minutes to go. We're about 1/3 of the way. We're about 2/3 of the way down the race. James Butler on the attack against the car guy car of Andrew D. Being for effective 11th place because I think they'll both overtake Zatoni when he comes in the pits. Steve Davidson up on the tail of Ricardo Costa as well. Oh, Javier Vega off track. I think this has suddenly become about a top 10. He did not qualify well. He put 16th up on the board. So if he could come away with a top 10, I think he would be very pleased to do so. They're going a little bit too deep into Ravazza there. And we pick up Dirk Greshel, making his way through Variante Alta on the tail, or making his way to Variante Alta, I should say. Now he's making his way through Aqua Minerale. After losing a bunch of cars, it's settled down, and we haven't lost one in a while. They've got to pit this lap, right? They've got to pit. These two and Zatoni have got to pit. Oh boy. Kobayashi is going to play a huge gamble and go for the ultra overcut. His last lap was a 53.557 or 43.557, which is only 5 thousandths off of his best lap. So they were still pumping away great laps. The only person notably faster than that on that lap was Alexandre. And Josiah Jerome actually coming out of nowhere with a really good lap. Greshel rejoins in 4th place. That's effectively 3rd because Ariel Zatoni still yet to pit. He's made his way up into 3rd place. Hayes Butler's still putting the pressure on Andrew D for what may yet become a top 10. And down the inside he goes into Tamburello, and he's got it. It's the only two cars particularly close together on the track right now. Other than that, oh, Kobayashi's in. Let's see where he comes out. Should come out around Greshel and basically battling it out for second place, actually. Assuming all goes according to plan here at this pit stop. Here he goes. Let's get on Greshel here. There's Greshel. And Kobayashi, I think, has rejoined the race already. Yep, there he is. He's up ahead of him. Ariel Zatoni, the last of the pit stoppers. Surprising, because he got in the wars early. I would have thought he would come in early to try to possibly fix the car up a little bit, try to figure out some damage repairs. Instead, he took that as long as he could. All right, so pit stops are in the books. We got Alexandre leading from Kobayashi, Greshel, Edmonds. The big loser on the pit stops, Tobias Thierolf. Antonio Costa, also a bit of a loser on them. Matt Al, Magic Kashuk, Josiah Jerome. Ariel Zatoni comes out in 10th place. That's not too bad. Butler, D, Vega, Davidson, Costa, Davis, Roz, Barrier, and Vegas still running. At least Josiah's gotten up into the top 10, but I would say from a damage mitigation standpoint, not amazing. By the way, fastest lap of the race posted this lap, 42.68. That by Tobias Thierolf. He's on his horse. His horse is amazing. Nothing else is really particularly close together, so we're going to be sticking with the Barrier versus Roz fight here for a hot sec. Everything else is kind of a low simmer. So it's Alexandre, Kobayashi, Greshel, Edmonds, Thierolf Costa, Matt Al, Kashchuk, Josiah Jerome, Ariel's the 20 top 10, followed by Butler D. Vega, Javier Vega, that is Davidson, Costa, Davis, Roz, Barrier, and Vic Vega. Whoa, Bertrand. It's a little bit of blackout. And he parks it. Let's check in with the race leader, Alfonso Alexandre. I keep wanting to add an L there. Second place at Interlagos. A victory here today would put him in the championship lead if Tobias Thierolf cannot get up to second place. And it doesn't look like he will. He's currently in fifth. Amir Kobayashi in second, followed by Dirk Greshel, be it all Ferrari podium. In fact, all Ferrari top four. Martin Edmonds running in fourth. Tobias Thierolf is the top Audi in fifth place. Championship leader coming in today. Won at Interlagos. Not as good here today. Seems like the Ferrari really took notice of everybody here and stepped up on home soil. Antonio Costa running in sixth, followed by Matt Al in the Monster Energy Ferrari in seventh. Magic Kashchuk in eighth. That's 7 Ferraris in the top 8 for those keep track. Josiah Jerome, Ariel Zatoni, James Butler, Andrew D, Javier Vega. Still like that livery. Steve Davidson, really like that livery. Ricardo Costa, Benji Davis, Fred Ross, Vic Vega. That's Kobayashi coming up to lap Vega. Costing Kobayashi a little bit of time, but he will let him through Variante Temprano. Thierolf is getting close to Martin Edmonds. I think he'll probably get him for 4th place over the last 8 minutes and a half here. That last lap saw him... not really actually any faster. That was one of Martin's better laps there. Put up a 42.867. He's only a couple tenths off of his best lap. Pardon me, that's Thierolf's lap. Yeah, ooh, never mind. There's about a second between them right now on Delta. Fred Ross getting close to Benji Davis. We'll check that out in a bit. Like there's anything immediately there. Oh, that's a little off track. That'll buy Martin some breathing room. Roz trying to climb up into 16th place. These two guys qualified very close together. They qualified in 15th and they qualified in 17th and 18th, and they run in 16th and 17th. Nice car control by Roz. The Rolf is coming back at Edmonds again. Nice move. Nice move through Alta. Brave. Got the job done. Down to the home stretch. Probably the last 4 laps in this race. German stalking the Canadian driver, getting closer and closer to trying to break up the top 4 Ferraris. Ooh, coming back from a bit far back there into Tamburello. Does not work. Martin Evans shuts the door. No! Tobias, no! The championship leader is in the wall and his car is quite damaged. He'll soldier on. They'll want those points. That's Mad Al going through, as well as Antonio Costa. And Magic Kashchuk's going to go through as well. So a huge day for Alfonso Alexandre. And no, it's not just because he's winning the race. It's not just because he took pole. It's the fact that he's in first place. Thierolf's in 8th. Josiah's in 9th. And it's a top 7 for Ferrari. Dominance. Rough day for Satoni. Rough day for Barrier. Rough day for Thierolf. They had the potential to do something here today. And, well, it's generally not come off for them. Barrier is retired. Thierolf's down to 8th place. Zatoni is a mere 10th. Considering that it was second on the grid for Thierolf and 4th for Zatoni, they would have expected a lot more to come of this. And Josiah Jerome has done a good job of limiting the damage. Started this race in 13th place. He's made it up to 9th. Might get 8th before the end of this. It'd be a big deal to get that 8th place away from Thierolf. Huge deal. Ricardo Costa's had enough. And, yep, pretty much helpless into Tamburello there is Thierolf. Josiah moving up at 8th place. He's, our Hard Charger award goes to Kobayashi, who's up from 9th on the grid to 2nd. He's had a phenomenal race. Just amazing. Kobayashi came into today quite a ways down the order. This is a heavy reversal of fortunes for him. He finished P21 in Interlagos, and he's going to get a 2nd place here today. That's comeback. As for Dirk Greshel, I don't think he was at Interlagos, so it's a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. They will all bow to this man, Alfonso Alexandre, pole sitter and race winner here at Imola. It's just a matter of time. Just has to keep it on the track. Was second in Interlagos, so he'll be championship leader coming out of today. Phenomenal day for the Portuguese driver. Things are pretty settled right now. But we'll see. She's not over until the fat lady sings. That AlphaTauri looking so smooth around this track. Just put up a 42.921 by the way last lap. His fastest lap, 42.885. Which is impressive. It's not Thirol's 42.584, or even actually Josiah Jerome's 42.884. It is very impressive, and it was the fastest car last time around. Checkered flag is out, and your winner will be Alfonso Alexandre and the new championship leader here in the mid-engine challenge. But really, my driver of the day has to be this man, Fumihiro Kobayashi. He did his thing. Helps if I actually were to edit the driver of the day. But this is my driver of the day, Fumihiro Kobayashi. Second place. Had a rough time in Interlagos. Much more successful here today. He will be joined to the podium by the German Dirk Greshel. He also made up 7 spots. Qualified in 9th place and made it up into second place. It's pretty amazing. Martin Edmonds, solid 4th place effort ahead of Antonio Costa. Mad Al, Magic Kashchuk, Josiah Jerome will be the top Audi today. Not a good look for them. Championship leader Tobias Thirol just gonna hang on against Ariel Zatoni for 9th place. And James Butler in 11th. Andrew D crosses the line. He'll be 12th. Javier Vega a little further away. Along with Steve Davidson, they are 13th and 14th. Ricardo Costa also still out there in 15th place. Nope, Costa's finished. All right. That wraps up the race. We'll just give you the full rundown of the results when they pop up here. There they are. Alfonso Alexandre getting the victory here today. Fumihiro Kobayashi and Dirk Greshel joining him on the podium, followed by Martin Edmonds, Antonio Costa, Mad Al, Magic Kashchuk, Josiah Jerome, Tobias Thirol, Ariel Zatoni, James Butler, Andrew D, Javier Vega, Steve Davidson, Ricardo Costa, Frederick Ross, And Vic Vega, Benji Davis. Oh, Benji Davis was lost towards the end. That's a shame. Looks like he dropped out. We also lost Bertrand Barrier, Jeremy Reeder, Ken Scott, Mauricio Delgado, and Jeff Ecott. We will see you. Let me just confirm the date here for this series. We will be back at you on May the 27th. That'll be from Twin Rig Motegi, the East Course. So until then, I'm Michael Magus. This was ESR, RWB, and Tugas Racing presenting the Mid-Engine Clash. Mid-Engine World Tour, by the way. Pardon me.